Fatone! Hi, Joey Fatone. Oh my God, yay! Hi, it's so good to see you.
Hello, everybody. Wow, that was loud. How are y'all doing? You guys can walk in too as well. You don't have to stand out in the hallway and just linger around like we're just gonna leave. You can get up and leave at the same time as well in between it. It's okay. You won't offend me. You can come in.
Oh, they're coming in.
I know they were just standing there like, let me just browse around and look like a thing. Come on in.
Make yourselves at home. We're gonna have some fun.
Oh
Joey,
yeah. How we doing?
I'm so. How are you?
I'm fabulous.
Oh my gosh.
I was just in New York City doing Broadway, which has been fun. Just wrapped it up. Going back again. If people do not know what Broadway is, kids, it's with music and words, and they sing on stage.
What?
It's pretty good if you didn't know about that.
Great.
Yeah.
But this isn't your first rodeo.
Correct. It's not. No, yeah, it's a show called Anne Juliet, but I'm actually going to be going back to it. Yeah, so very excited. It was that much fun. I'm going back, people. Yeah, starting April 22nd through the end of July. So shameless plug.
Yeah, and you're currently regrowing out the facial hair.
Yeah, I trimmed it off right after the show because it was really long, and I literally had the wax must legit. It was curling and everything. It was pretty bad. So
did you guys get to see the facial hair?
Oh, it's awful. If you haven't, it's kind of cool.
I liked it.
I liked it, but it's definitely different.
Yeah.
Definitely different.
So Anne Juliet kind of encompasses a whole bunch of pop music.
Mm-hmm.
What was your favorite song to perform? I'm sure you've been asked this a gazillion
It sounds funny, but yeah, again, if you've never seen the show, certain songs have definitely different meanings as you see the show. So Shape of My Heart's a really good one. Is the song that I sing to my son. Yeah, it's a Backstreet Boys song. But whatever, it is what it is. It's a banger. But that song's a good one. And Teenage Dream I do with Angelique, who is the nurse that we sing a song together, which is also a blast. It's fun. Oh my God, it's great.
Do you still get nervous doing live? No, not at all.
Unless I mess up a line, which has happened numerous amount of times. We can let you hear one of them.
Oh my gosh, yes.
As I keep talking, I'll let you. Yeah, these knuckleheads record the audio for the shows. So when somebody messes the words up, guess what happens? It gets blasted, and everybody gets sent to it. So one day, there's a time in the show that I say, hey, it's either, what is it? I gotta think of the line now. It's, you're running out of options, and I am running out of patience. That's all I'm supposed to say. Nothing else, nothing more. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm gonna find this real quick.
Everyone's
No, but yeah, it's one of those things where your brain literally just goes, huh? Because I don't know why it happens, but literally it's almost like you're looking at a blank piece of paper. And you know the lines. I've done the lines multiple times now. But when you first do the show, your brain starts to go a little mushy. So here, I'll let you listen to it. Again, the line is supposed to say, you are running out of options and I'm running out of patience.
Okay.
You haven't already tried to set me up with. They're all the same.
Well, you are running out of patience, options, patience, and I am running out of options. With all this stuff, I'm so confused. Oh, give me the fucking boy.
I almost said, give me the effing Game Boy, but I didn't. I almost did. So yeah, that happened. And then another one, which is the words of William Shakespeare, legitimately is, music is the food of love. What came out of my mouth was, food is the music of love. I guess I was hungry that day. I don't know. It happens. I mean, again, I think with performance and artists and actors and singers, sometimes, you forget a line and you flub up and it happens and you either roll with the punches or whatever. I'm human.
Right. Or Shakespeare got it wrong and you got it right.
That's
you know what
right.
I mean?
Food is everything.
It's so
to
true.
me.
It's so true. So before this show, you also did Little Shop, Rent. Is there another show? If I remember, you wanted to do Pirates.
There is a new one that just came out called
Really?
Pirates. Pirates of Penzance.
Yeah.
There is a show now that's going on Broadway that is called Pirates, and I guess it's an adaptation of Pirates of Penzance, I believe. Always would love to do something like that. But yeah, for me, growing up doing musicals and doing theater is kind of the first how I started getting into music before I was with NSYNC and started doing other things. So yeah, it was pretty amazing to be able to get a chance to, again, work. It's interesting, working at Disney, working at Universal, and then being able to start going on tour and doing the things that you always love and dream about doing and being able to do it. So my first was always theater. And to be able to go back and do Rent and then did Little Shop, also did 42nd Street in Pittsburgh at the Bendenham Theater. I also did, The Producers, 42nd Street, and Rock of Ages in Vegas as well. So it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun to get back into the theater root stuff of it all. But yeah, it's been a blast.
Yeah. And you mentioned you got to sing a Backstreet Boys song.
Yeah, better than them.
What? It's 4-part versus 5.
Well, in the show, it's a little different
Right.
because it's a solo on the song on the show, so I'm only one person to sing the one part, not the 5-part.
Right.
However, AJ did come see the opening and told me, "Thank goodness I didn't suck." He goes, "You didn't f up the song," is what he said to me.
That's
I
very
said,
kind.
"Good, I'm glad. Thanks, appreciate it."
Well, speaking of AJ, you guys went on this humongous tour.
Yeah, the legendary night tour.
Did you guys get to
Anybody
see
see it? 2 people!
3.
Yay, 3!
Let's go.
If you haven't seen it, it's not going anymore. But it was a great show. No, it was actually myself and AJ. Yeah, we actually did a show kind of like, almost in a sense of thanking our fans for being there with us throughout the many of the years. Obviously, I know Backstreet's been doing their tour, and NSYNC hasn't done crap yet. We'll get to that later, don't worry.
Someone's going to ask, I'm sure.
The question everybody was asked. But, it was a blast. We came up with this idea and this concept, and we did it right outside for one of the Comic-Cons in Tampa. And when we did that, it was like it sparked an interest to do a show, and we started doing this tour where we sang each other's songs, and we did like things, as far as maybe B-side roles that you don't normally hear, and then we took other songs and put them on a twist. Also, AJ, we did a thing where we had the dice, and we would throw the dice, and we'd had a list of songs, and AJ would sing "Sweet Transvestite" from Rocky Horror Picture Show, and then we did like Lit, the group Lit. We did the song. It's crazy, like it's just random stuff, which has been a blast, and hopefully we'll bring it back out again and do something different.
Oh my gosh,
but
please.
yeah, it was fun.
What was your favorite thing about being on tour with AJ?
You know what? It's nice that some people, when you work with them, they're not used to going with certain flows or off the cuff. And he's very good at doing that as well. I mean, again, being professional and knowing what we're doing, but also being able to go, okay, listen, we're going to change this, we're going to do that, like literally on the fly. We're going to cut this song out, we're going to do this, or we're going to cut it short. He's cool with that. We really have learned that flow where certain times we're bouncing off of each other, and it works really well. And he's used, and I think that's one of the things I really like about him, where he's able to do that. When he gets on stage sometimes and starts talking, he talks too darn long. It's like nobody cares. Sing your song. Everybody loves you to sing. You sing, AJ. You're pretty. Just sing. We don't need to hear the 4-hour soliloquy of why now you're AJ and Alex. So I love you. I love you.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. No, but it's fun. It's a blast. I love busting his chops.
So, and obviously, like you both have your fair share of tattoos. Have you guys ever been tattooed together?
No, that's weird. You want to lay down and get tattoos together? Oh my God. You know what though? Funny, I actually did speak English. However, one time he had this crow on his neck, and I was like, dude, where'd you get that? Because the color saturation, everything I love. There's a woman by the name of Zoe that he goes to a bunch of times. So I went to her, and that's how I got my Buzz Lightyear and a couple of my rabbit and all the other stuff. So she did a bunch of stuff. So we did have the same tattoo artist.
Okay, that works.
Yeah, not at the same time, though.
Okay, fine. Speaking of the rabbit, is it a rabbit for Masked Singer? Or was it?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Yes.
Woohoo!
Woo!
Just so you won this week.
Well, yeah, because of what's her face? She's got kicked
Candace.
off, didn't she? Candace got kicked off. Darn it.
Yeah.
So I knew even before that, and I didn't even hear any video or anything. I pre-recorded that way before. Yeah, that's right. They did air it? Okay, they did. All right, cool. I haven't seen it. Whoops. But yeah, there's Candace Cameron just got booted. Oh, sorry. Just spoiler alert if you watched it. My bad. Cherry Blossom, too bad. Gave it away. She's gone. But I was doing one of the little hints with her.
Did you get to design the rabbit, or how did that come to you? Or?
Interesting enough, it was the first season 1, and I happened to be in LA, and they were doing the whole figuring the show out and stuff. And the funny thing was they called up my manager and was looking to see if certain people, either myself or any of the guys from Boyz II Men, actually would do the show. And they're like, "What show is it? What's this? What's that?" And the 2 pictures was a rabbit in a straitjacket, and the other one was this weird-looking spider alien, which had these tentacles that came out and like bent this forward. And I'm looking at it, and it's huge, and I'm going, that is not going to be fun to move around in. I'll take the rabbit with a straight jacket, because all it had literally was jeans, it had a jacket, it had gloves, and it had that rabbit head. And I'm like, that is a lot easier I could work with. And I've done stuff back in the day with characters at Disney, so I knew what heatness and sweaty and your brain does to you when you're inside those outfits. So I was like, yes, the rabbit. So, and that's what worked out.
Did anyone ever do the other costume?
I think so. Very similar, I think it was. It was like some sort of spider, some weird alien. And I can't remember if it was like the 2nd or 3rd season. I can't remember what it was, but I think they used it. I think they did. I have to look. I have no idea.
Okay. That's
But yeah,
fun.
it's cool how they've been creative more and more with the stuff that they've been doing. It's
It's
unreal.
wild. Such
Yeah,
a fun show.
it is.
So, if it's okay with you, Joey Fatone, we'll take questions from y'all. So,
Yeah.
again, we do have a microphone.
Ask
located right up
away
front.
anything. I don't care. But hopefully we'll answer it with some sort of integrity. Respect. I
Oh,
don't
they're
know.
making friends. They know each other, Joey.
Oh, hi. Good to see you guys. Oh, my God. Good to see
I
you.
love it. Who's that's
Go
so
right
polite.
up. Go right. Yeah, go right ahead. Shoot.
Hey.
Shoot.
Hello,
it. Go
hello.
for
What's
it.
your name?
My name is Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
Hello. I actually love you in My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Are there any opportunities?
If you haven't seen,
of-
there's 3 of them. Go check them out,
There
people.
are
Shameless plug.
3.
Okay.
Yes, and he's fabulous in all of them. But are there any more coming out potentially?
Not that I know of,
No?
but
Oh,
I've hung out with Nia a few times talking about some other projects that she's doing. But hopefully, maybe one day. I mean, I'm sure that there's potential to do something like that again. I mean, again, it's one of those franchises. Not to say it needs to be better than the other movie. It's just one of those things where what happens in the storyline, what happens in their lives and stuff. So it's been fun. Yeah, it was great. Hey, I'll go back to Greece any day. I did that this on the 3rd one, so I was happy about that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hello.
Hi, Joey. I'm Tori.
How you doing?
Hey, I was wondering, what was it like filming the Eric Andre show?
I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Oddly enough and even I didn't even realize it until after the fact. He came up to me and he's like, "Hey, I met you before," and I didn't really know where, and I'll tell you that in a second. But the funny part was when we got there. If you don't know what the Eric Andre show is, he has a talk show, and some of it is completely random. You don't know what the hell's happening. You don't know what's going on. It's not even like a real interview. I don't even know what. Literally, I sat down. A lady came and started taking off my shoes and then giving me a foot massage. Then a trolley came out with shrimp and all these other foods. He goes, "Oh, you do a food show?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he starts eating it and then spitting it in a butt. I'm like, "What is going on?" So I followed along with him. But it was one of the most craziest things ever. But apparently, even before that show, I guess we hung out and I met him at Alfonso Ribeiro's wedding. He was someone's date, and I met him. It was when he first was slowly, I guess, getting into it and doing these shows. And then not even a year later is when I did the talk show. But he's a great dude. He's a great guy. He's smart. It's funny to watch some of the things he does, and then he's a straight up an actor too. You've seen him in films and movies and do stuff. Yeah. Yeah, Righteous Gemstones. He was just in. There's another show that he was in, the Curiosity thing. He played one of the episodes in there. Cabinets of Curiosity. I guess is Del Toro. Yeah. See, I'm a dork. I love this shit too. Sorry, but it's crazy. It's one of those things where I love watching people like that because he does his own stand-up thing. It's wacky and crazy, and then he comes out and does all these other characters. It's great. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Next, Bueller. How you doing?
Before my question, that was the Panis Cosmatos episode that he was in, right?
I think so. Yes.
The viewing.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. Thank
Yeah,
you.
Such a great episode.
It's so
Okay.
wacky. I love
It's wild. Anyways, so I'm very excited that you're returning to Broadway and doing more work on that. If you could pick any role, we were like, you waltz in, you're just like, "Hey, I'm Joey Fatone, and I'm going to be in this role now." And they were like, "Here is your funding and your show, Mr. Fatone." What would that role be?
Might have been like Pirates of Penzance, the Pirate King. That'd be
Yeah.
fun to do. I don't know, but nowadays, since I'm definitely older, I'm taking on more of the dad roles. So I'm doing dad roles more than anything, because obviously back in the day it was Mark and Young, and now I'm playing a character named Lance, which is a dad role. So yeah, I could be Mr. Mushnick now in Little Shop of Horrors. See, dad roles now. See, exactly, that's what I go for. But yeah, you know what? I don't know. I mean, it honestly is endless because there's so many fun different characters and roles and shows, or doing something completely. What I'd love to do is something completely brand new, something that's never been done. So I'd love to do something that's, maybe an adaptation of something that has never been done, or a script, or a book, or something like that.
Sounds like a great job for you and AJ.
Exactly, yeah. Could be the Joey Fatone Broadway show. It's my life story, but a completely farce. It's like completely not even true. I think that's even better.
Oh my gosh. Do it, and we'll all go.
There you go.
Yeah, we will.
It's the Joey Fatone non-fictional, fictional story.
It worked for Leguizamo and Weird Al, so why not?
Yeah.
Right? True?
Oh
True
my
that?
gosh.
True that? Thank you.
Cool question. Hey, what's your name?
Hi, I'm Becky.
Hello,
Hi.
how you doing?
I'm super nervous.
Don't
You're
be.
like one of my favorites.
Appreciate it.
As soon as I found out that you and AJ did a tour, we drove from New Jersey here, from here.
Oh, no
and
way.
went to your first show.
Okay, oh wow.
And my girlfriend and I got tattoos.
No
together
way.
in New Jersey
Hell yeah.
for that show.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
That's great.
What'd you get?
We got little hand tattoos.
Cute.
My girlfriend
Sweet.
and I. So
Cute.
to commemorate the event.
That's all. Nothing wrong with it. Hey, memories. That's what it's all about.
So it's always
Create
remember
memories.
the AJ Joey Fatone show.
What was your favorite part? Did you see
Oh
the
my
dice
God.
part of the couch? And we brought people on the,
We
there's a
were on the
couch that we bring
yeah,
too.
we did the couch. I recorded you guys doing all the old 90s songs
Sweet.
and all that. So yeah, I still have
good.
it. But anyway, you've done so much over the course of your career. What is something you still go like, holy shit, I actually did that? Like Super Bowl, Grammys,
You know what?
everything?
I think everything. I've been very blessed on the stuff that I get to do, and I know that, and I don't take it for granted.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So even doing Comic-Cons like this and doing this stuff, I mean, again, you guys are coming out here to see me and stuff like that. That's something to be grateful for. I know some people do take that kind of stuff for advantage a little bit or for granted. But I think it's just funny that people do that. They're like, oh, autographs. I'm like, no. Say hi to these people. They're here spending their hard-earned cash for you to come out here, and the least you can do is be present. Because some people are kind of like, yeah, yes, whatever. And you're like, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just, I don't know. Maybe that's just the way I'm born. Plus, my parents will probably kick my ass.
Yeah.
So there's that. I think it just, for me, I enjoy everything. I really do. Even the not good experiences, because they're always experiences that you learn and go, okay, I'm not going to do that again. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like that. But everything I've honestly right now been doing as far as work and things that I love doing and I enjoy doing. I don't have to do them. I do really do enjoy doing it. Coming out here and seeing people and doing this stuff. It's great. I enjoy it. I do. I actually used to come to Comic-Cons before I actually signed at Comic-Cons.
What did you come for? Like anything in particular? Like any fandoms or?
Toys. Anything
Toys?
old school 80s.
Funkos?
Yes. Well, Funkos. I'm looking Transformers, He-Man, Teddy Ruxpin. I'm a dork. You got it. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I bought one. I did. And I bought Grubby, too. I just bought them recently. eBay is horrible. Horrible thing.
By the way, happy anniversary.
Thank you.
Happy 25th
25th. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. I'm not 25, kids. I'm just. It's the anniversary of the album of. No, never mind. Thank you.
Hi,
Hello.
I'm Viv.
Nice to meet you.
All right, so I'm pretty young, so I'm pretty new on the NSYNC train. so
I'm
that's
pretty
where
old, so I forget. It's okay.
Gotcha.
All good.
So I'm also a pretty big fan of Trolls. So it was really exciting in this third past movie to see you guys get back together to do that song. How exciting was it to get back together with your band members to perform that song?
I was like, again with you guys. I could be doing so many things, but no. It's kind of one of those things of like, wait, what? You want to do what? I'm gonna do a song. Like, how long ago have we done it? Then listening to the song, listening to them, seeing that, actually we met with the people from DreamWorks as far as on a Zoom, and they literally talked us through the whole storyline and everything, kind of explained everything what was going on. I'm like, okay, and understood it. I was like, it was fun. And we literally went into the studio like no time has passed. It really was. It was like, all right, here's the notes, here's the parts, sing this, do that, great, cool, that sounds good. That was a little pitchy, fix that. Okay, great, thank you, bye. It was kind of like that. And then, to really hear it, that's where, again, for me, that's when the magic really happens, when you're finally hearing the final mix and everything that's out there, and you're like, all the work that was put into it, you're like, okay, that's an NSYNC song. It's kind of cool to be able to do that. That's fun.
Thank you.
You're welcome, no problem. Thank you for keeping the NSYNC dream alive that you being young. It's okay. Keep teaching people, because hopefully one day we'll get out there, and if we don't, I'm sorry.
I'll be there this time.
How you doing?
Hello, I'm Veronica. I got you to sign my Madison Square Garden DVD
Yep.
yesterday. And there are like two things I wanted to ask
Shoot.
you. Like, you've done so much work and like so much work with NSYNC. What is the most challenging song that you guys had worked on and that you've personally worked on? And also regarding the Masked Singer, I don't really know how like they choose songs or if you choose the songs, but if there was a song that you really wanted to perform, is there a song that you did want to perform?
Gotcha. It's like a 2, 3, 4, 5-parter question. Gotcha. See if I can remember all this now. The first one was.
The first one was, what is the most challenging song that you worked on?
Challenging was
with
probably
NSYNC?
"Oh Holy Night." The acapella of it was probably, I think, one of the most challenging, because we sang it live too, a lot of times. So vocally, for me, I get the part that goes in between everything. So you have, Justin and JC singing the cute little melodies and harmonies, and you got Chris above that, and then you have Lance going do 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 do, and then I'm in the middle going. So I'm in the middle of everything, like filling in the little color chords, if you will. And a lot of times that's not easy because you're jumping to the melody. Sometimes you're jumping to a different harmony. Sometimes you're underneath things. So it is, I think, Oh Holy Night and a lot of the a cappella stuff. I thought she knew wasn't is not as tricky as Oh Holy Night was. And then the songs from Masked Singer, I actually picked all of them. The nice thing about it was I was able to and especially I think that's not saying that's why they picked me, but the same thing with Dancing with the Stars. When I did Dancing with the Stars the first time with the season, it was like season 4. They were like, pick some songs, and then we'll see what works. And I'm like, so what do you mean? I said, so if I pick like 3 or 4 songs, if those songs don't get picked, you're just going to pick a random one, right? Basically, I'm thinking. And they're like, well, we'll pick different. I'm like, okay, no problem. I got you. I sent them over 120 songs. For Dance with the Stars, I sent them over 100. I'm not kidding you. I sent them so many songs, and a lot of the songs that I picked, I was able to get cleared. Wow. Now, when I did for Masked Singer, and I knew going into it that I wanted to change some of the song styles up, or I listened to a lot of different other songs. And funny enough, when I did The Rabbit, there was the one song, actually it's interesting. Dance with the Stars, now that I think about it, there was a song that I did. It was Michael Jackson's song, The Way You Make Me Feel. And it was more of a waltz. Paul Anka did that version, and I found that version. Then there was another group called Me First and the Gimme Gimmes, which does a lot of up-tempo. Thank you, one person that knows that group. That does a lot of covers, but it's sped up rock-wise and kind of, that feel. And I actually did the one from Stevie Wonder, Isn't She Lovely? What I did on Masked Singer, that version was Me First's version.
Yes.
So I would take different versions and different styles and try to flip it up because, again, when people do it, they hear the song, they hear the song, and then as you watch The Masked Singer, you see all of them started changing the styles and the tunes, and if it was an up-tempo, they made it a slow tempo, a mid-tempo, or something like that. It's kind of funny to see that. I like to think it was my fault. So I take the credit. I'll take the credit.
You're revolutionary.
Yes. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Hey, what's your name?
Thaddeus. Your work with the Impractical Jokers. How did you get to meet them, and what has it been like working
I lost
with
a
them?
bet. And no, oddly enough, Q and I believe it was Q and Sal had a podcast called What Say You, and on the podcast they were talking about Sal's love for Superman and how he has a tattoo on it. And then they started going to all these different people that had Superman tattoos. I have one, Shaquille O'Neal has one, Bon Jovi has one, Q has one. Then it went to Sal singing all of NSYNC songs. It went from the Superman tattoo to NSYNC songs. And not knowing that he knew all those songs. And when I sent them on Twitter back in the day, which is now X or whatever it's called, whatever. I'm so old now. When I was back on the Twitter, I said, are you guys talking about me? And that's what I said to them. And then they responded back. And then we just started bantering back and forth about stuff. And they were like, oh, you should come to a taping. We shoot, obviously, in New York City. But I said, oh, I'm going to be there for Thanksgiving. My family's there. Little did I know a lot of his, especially Sal, went to college with my cousin Vanessa, and knowing people and they lived in Staten Island and knew that we actually had a lot of mutual friends in common, and the way our upbringing was very similar. So that's kind of the way we literally first met, and they threw me in there and said, hey, you want to go do it at the Carnegie Deli? And that was the first time I did it. Just not too long ago, I got punished. I have a tattoo that says Joey Fart Tones Dance Party on my leg. So stupid. It was dumb. Yeah, that was the punishment. Yeah, and I got my mouth numbed and all this other kind of crazy stuff. But I just shot another episode with them just literally a couple weeks ago. Nice. So they're doing a new season, and I was playing where I'm. It was actually a lot of fun because I didn't have to do anything really per se except for just read questions. And it was a Joker and a Mark is what they call him. And obviously they pick somebody, so they didn't know that he was part of it. Obviously, they knew I was Joey Fatone, but I was just doing like a documentary on nostalgia, and I would ask them questions and. Their answers just got more random and crazier. Cool thing was I had the thing in my ear as well, the little wick, so I was able to hear what he was about to say before he even said it. So it is so hard to not try to laugh or to keep a straight face while I'm hearing what he's about to say, and the person next to them has no idea, and it's off the freaking charts, half the stuff that they say. It's just wacky. But yeah, that's kind of how I got involved with them, and now I keep getting sucked back into doing stuff with them.
Well, we love to see you on there.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Hello.
Hello, I'm Jeanette. When you were in NSYNC, did you guys ever do pranks on each other?
Yeah, we stopped that, though. It's because it would have gotten out of hand completely. I mean, it started to get to where we were having, what did we do? We filled up one time one of our crew guys, his office. He had on the tour, when we go tour, he usually have a small office with his computer and everything. And he had equipment, like he had computers and stuff in there. Our dumbasses decided to take bags of popcorn from a theater, and not just little bags, big bags. And I'm not kidding you, when he opened up the door, it fell out and it was up to his waist, literally in popcorn. And all his computer and everything he was not happy. But we do stupid things like that. One time, Lance got burned because Chris was an idiot and we were in a restaurant and it had a candle. I don't even know why. But he was eating ice cream and he went to go to the bathroom and then Chris just moved his spoon over the flame for a while. And then just as Lance came back, Chris just went and moved it over. And Lance was like, hey, wah! Horrible, but man, was it funny. What else did we do? Yeah, one time these idiots, I got mad. We were supposed to do a press event. This is horrible. I never do a diva moment, and this time I was hungry. Don't mess with my food, people. We were doing press all day, and we were about to do another press thing, and we went into a room to get makeup, and I said, can we order food? They're like, yes. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm starving. I just got back. I'm traveling around doing everything. I said, just give me a cheeseburger and french fries. Done. I go grab it. I'm so excited. I open it up, and it's half eaten. And half of the fries are gone. I went, come on, dude. I was saying I was hungry. Who ate today? And nobody would confess. All the guys in the room going, I said, guess what? I'm not doing the press thing until I get another burger. Screw you guys. I ain't doing nothing. And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, you heard me. And I've never done anything like that, ever. I'm always, yes, let's go. They had to get Johnny Wright, tour manager. Dave Brown was our tour manager. He came up. I said no. Johnny Wright came up to me. Everybody was asking me. Finally, I go down there. The next morning at about, 9:30, get a knock on my door, open up. There are 20 cheeseburgers on a table. And it just said, sorry. But nobody still told me who did it.
So, wait, to
it
this
was
day?
Justin and Chris that did it, the sons of bitches. Those two guys did it. So, yeah, it was really funny, though. I was like, I'm a diva. I'm not going anywhere. And then I got 20 burgers in my room the next day. Yeah, so many, many, many pranks.
That's so funny.
You're welcome.
Did you ever have anything like random or like food-wise that you always put on your rider, like when you're on tour?
Back in the day, we had like just kid stuff. I ain't gonna lie, we were young, so it was mac and cheese, chicken fingers, grilled cheese. We had to buy, for some reason, I think it was our tour manager, but every time on our rider, for some reason in our room, there became a box of shredded wheat. Nobody ate it, nobody knew it, and every time we'd ask, who was freaking buying shredded wheat? Nobody eats it. Finally, one time, one guy, oh, I eat it. But why is it in our dresser? It was weird. It was weird.
Maybe to make sure that they're eating it, you know?
That was the thing. Nobody ate it. It sat there forever.
Wow.
I don't know why. Until finally somebody came in the room and go, oh, that's where the shredded wheat is. Does anybody eat shredded wheat? Box
Anybody?
Of shredded wheat?
Oh, a couple.
Cool, the 5 of you. I like the frosted mini wheats. Never mind. Anyway,
No.
go ahead.
Hey, what's your name?
My name's AJ, Mr. Fatone. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I am also a huge fan of your work with Impractical Jokers. I actually got to speak with James Murray, who was sitting on this very stage last year.
I'm sorry.
It's all good. But I watched the episode that they aired with you last summer, where you did basically the punishment gauntlet. I think it was the funniest episode I watched in forever. And I wanted to know, have you had any serious talks with the guys about becoming the fourth official Joker full time?
You know, they just don't love me that much, I guess. No, you know what? I've talked about it, but the hard part about it is they do shoot for weeks and months. So I just shot an episode just recently with them, and I was in New York doing Broadway at the time, and their schedule is ridiculous. Like they'll shoot all day for weeks. And the hard part is to get my schedule to match up with their schedule. Now, if I ever block time off to do it, I'm sure it'd be probably great, and I'd love to do it. But it is it's a big chunk of time. I mean, it's their show, so they're cranking it out until I think August. I think they already started just shooting, and they're going all the way to like August. I think June, August, September, something like that. Yeah. So like 3 or 4 months solid, which is crazy. But I'd love to. I mean, again, they keep bringing me in though, so hopefully one day I may be able to do like a full few episodes for a season or something like that. I'd love to. It'd be fun.
I look forward to it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Did Mur go to see Angela yet?
Yes. The wackadoo, actually, I think he's been there twice. He did see it back to back. He brought family members on a Friday, and then he brought other family members on a Saturday. I'm not kidding you. He went 2 different days, back to back. Q has seen it as well. I haven't seen Sal. He's not coming. The son of a bitch has not come and seen it yet, Sal.
Thank goodness you're going back.
He's busy. He's busy. You know, stand up. Stand up. He should just sit down. Kidding. Kidding.
My name is Sydney.
How you doing?
So, what is your favorite NSYNC song that you did? And when you were touring with AJ, what was your favorite Backstreet Boys song that you guys did together?
Ooh, The Call was fun that we did together with Backstreet with AJ because we did a Latin version of it. We completely changed it up. And that was the other thing. In the show, we changed different styles. So we did like a Latin version of The Call, and then I actually do a kind of a jazzy, I don't know what you want to call it, swinger-esque, Frank Sinatra, I don't know, thing for Tearin Up My Heart is what I do as well. So we do a different twist on that and stuff like that. So that one was good. What was the first one, though? What was the favorite song? I thought she knew. It was my favorite a cappella song for NSYNC.
Okay. It was the favorite song that you did with NSYNC was
I thought you knew.
the first one.
I thought you knew it was the song. Yeah. It was one of our first songs that we ever learned together as a group, but it's a beautiful song. A friend of ours wrote it called I Thought He Knew was what it was called. This woman by the name of Robin Wiley, who Robin was our vocal arrangement for a lot of all the NSYNC stuff. So a lot of the harmonies you hear, especially the early stages and all the a cappella stuff, the Star Spangled Banner, Oh Holy Night, all that stuff she actually arranged. So yeah, it's a good song.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
5-part harmony right
Yeah.
there. There you go.
Not four.
Hi, I'm Isabella. I was
Hi, Isabella.
wondering, so growing up, I remember watching you in the Little Red Riding Hood movie. as
Oh
the wolf,
Lord.
And I was wondering what your experience was like with that.
I just said it. Oh, Lord. No. It was actually a great experience. Have you never seen this one? Oh, it's a cult classic, kids. Little Red Riding Hood, a little bit with a twist. Lainey Kazan was in it. Henry Cavill, who played Superman boy, he was in it right before he finished, right after he finished Tutors. He's a little skinny dude. If you've ever seen it, it's crazy to see Henry like that. But I worked, before he did Superman. It was a musical. It was one of the first times they ever used kind of somewhat of the emotion of when the camera can move in a green screen and it can move in real time. It was like really cool, like little innovative stuff that was happening. But man, it was interesting because they wanted me to change from the wolf to a human. And there were times that Randall Kleiser, who was the director, was like, all right, now we'll do the wolf. And I'm like, you realize that takes like 3 or 4 hours to get into the makeup. And then I got out of it one time, and then he wanted me to get back into it again in the same day. And I wanted to kill him. I was like, you realize that we just did this once, we cleaned it all up, and now because I had to go back and forth and do certain shots very similar. And that was a little crazy. But overall, it was one of the coolest kind of like just interesting films, I think, for me, because it was very innovative at that time, and it was all completely just all green screen, pretty much it was. And it was blast. It's interesting to see the people that came out of that film, too, are now doing a lot of bigger things, which is great.
No, that's cool. Thank you.
My pleasure. Please burn that movie. Just kidding.
Hello, my name is Candace.
Hello, how you doing?
Good. First of all, my first concert ever NSYNC. You guys wore like wigs and did like a throwback 70s.
Yep, we did the 70s, 80s, and
yes, all the decades. So my question is async adjacent. JC has been working on a musical about Frankenstein.
Playing with Fire, yep.
Yes, Playing with Fire. If you could create your own like musical, because you are so creative, what would like the
So I said
joy-
it'd be a story about me, but completely not even true.
All right.
You think you know, but you have no idea about Joey Fatone, and it's just cheeseball. It's like Book of Mormon. I don't know. I'm just making it up.
But it would be a musical.
Hell yeah, it'd be a musical.
Okay. Cool.
Yes, I think it'd have to be a musical. You know, I sing stupid songs all day long, so yeah, it's in my brain. But yeah, I don't know. You know what? I don't know. But it'd be fun. You know, I know we were talking about earlier. It's just originating something. I think would just be fun to do. I don't know what that would be. But you know what? You never know. And that's a beautiful thing about this world and the industry that I'm in. You know, you could just kind of really come up with an idea, figure out who's around that, and maybe build upon it and see what happens.
Yeah.
And that's what happens.
Would you be willing to throw your hat into the ring?
Of course.
For Playing with Fire?
Oh, you never know, depending on the script.
Yeah.
You know what? You don't know. All we know is the music, which is great, but we don't know anything else about it. Help me out. Feed me, people. Let's see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? But it's a concept album, and that's the whole thing, which is great about that. Excuse me, that people are doing these concept albums. If you don't know, like as far as music is concerned, they'll do a Broadway show, but now they'll just do the music first, really, before even a script sometimes even is there, or vice versa. But it's pretty interesting to see the concept, and then when you hear the songs, where's the connection? Where's it going? That's where my mind goes. I want to know the storyline between everything.
Awesome. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Which monster did you play at Universal?
I was Wolfie.
You were
I played the
Wolfie.
werewolf.
That's
I sang
fun.
and danced and howled in fur in 100-degree weather. Good times.
Dedication. Hey, what's your name?
Hi, my name's Albert.
you know.
A big memory growing up for me was, I believe it was Super Bowl 35,
Okay.
because I grew up in Maryland and Baltimore was in it. And I was wondering if you had any funny stories, because I definitely remember that halftime show and that skit before with Ben Stiller. And I think that was the first time I heard like that in sucks, and that's what we all started joking.
It was really, it was one of those things that was really cool because it was the first time I believe MTV ever took over the Super Bowl for halftime show. And I think Disney did it for the longest time. And then when MTV took over, that was the first time they really had people running on the field. And then they did that whole little skit, which was really cool because we're doing it, and I didn't get it at first because they were like, all right, mostly we were worried about the performance. We're like, well, there's this skit that they want you to do. And like, okay. They never really told us anybody except for Ben Stiller. Then all of a sudden we're like, oh, Adam Sandler's here. Oh, Chris Rock's here. And all these different people were showing up, which was really a lot of fun. I think one of my memories, though, is for me, definitely 100%, it was my birthday. The day of Super Bowl was, if I'm not mistaken, it was January 28th, or it was right around that time before they started moving it into like towards the beginning of February. But I remember I started collecting guitars. I don't even play guitars, but I collect like signature guitars where people, certain artists would have a guitar. And I know Joe Perry from Aerosmith had one. And I was like, yo, I don't mind it. I said, I'll buy one. I'm not sure where, but I would love to get it and have you guys, have you sign it. He's like, oh, well, I don't have one. I was like, okay, damn, bummed out about it. The next day, we had rehearsals. I think it was the day of Super Bowl. I think it was the day of in the morning. We had a little bit of a run-through kind of thing, did some press stuff. And then one of the guys, one of security from Aerosmith's like, yo, Joe would like to see you in his trail. I was like, oh, okay. I go on the trail. He goes, hey, man, he goes, I don't want to show this to anybody else because I heard it was your birthday. And I knew I wasn't able to get it for the other guys, but he comes over, it opens up, and here's a guitar. He goes, I got you one. I was like, get the hell out of here. Each guy comes in and signs it. Steven does, Joe, everybody came in and signed the guitar. And I was like, this is freaking crazy. So that's one of my definitely most memorable moments, especially for my birthday and during Super Bowl. Yeah.
Thank you.
I still have the guitar. Heck yeah. I mean, it's got my name on it. I'm not selling that damn thing.
I'll say that's an amazing story. I don't know if I can follow that one up.
Oh, yes, you can. Come on now.
But I was going to say, hi, I'm Alan. I wanted to ask you about your time with Robot Chicken and Enter the Fatone. That whole, I'm glad it was you they picked, number one, to be the one. But I was going to say that I apprecited that. But your fun experiences on that, was that a fun experience, a good experience working with Seth Green and crew?
Crazy enough, when NSYNC was in the height of our career, Seth, we've done, like, he was always doing things, and I think it was when Austin Powers was the height and all that stuff. He came up to me and said, hey, I got this idea for this show. There was no title to it, but he goes, it's about pop culture, and I'm going to do stop animation. Sent me a copy of the original first stop animation of when they first, it was horrible, but in a good way, but horrible too.
Right.
It wasn't all what it is now, but he goes, I'd love for you to do this. And then for a while, I didn't hear anything. About a year or two later, NSYNC was on hiatus. And when we took a break, he calls up and says, hey, they picked it up, Cartoon Network, blah, 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 I want to do the Adult Swim, this. Would love for you to do the voice of the one I showed you many moons ago. I'm like, really? He's like, yeah. He was trying to get everybody else, but I think me and Lance were the only two that did it, I think. And I was in a studio in Orlando, though. I had headphones in. Me and Seth were talking. Matt Sinrich is the other guy who does the stuff with Seth. We did that together, and that was it. And then I got a phone call again later on. Hey, we'd love to do Star Wars. We want you to be in it. Crazy enough, we went to Skywalker Ranch to watch the Star Wars episode. His Star Wars episode, the very first one that you've ever seen of Robot Chicken. We went and saw it in the theater at Skywalker Ranch with all of the crew there. And the cool thing was, even cooler than that, I'm going to toot my own horn here. It was great. George comes out and says, hey, thank you guys for being here. And since it's the anniversary of Empire Strikes Back, we're going to watch Empire Strikes Back. So we started watching Empire Strikes Back. I was like, this is awesome. And it gets even better. As I'm sitting there watching the movie, they're like, hey, do you want to take a walk around the archives? He's only bringing a few people. And they have a security guard that's going to take you guys. And obviously the movie's going. I was like, I want to watch this in the theater. Are you kidding? I am the theater. They're like, no, you really want to go to the archives? I was like, okay, I guess I want to go to see the archives. I didn't even know this, but it's this huge, obviously, warehouse, huge, of miles of shelves of just props from pretty much every movie he has done. And I was taking pictures of everything. And I don't think you're allowed to, but I did. I was holding up Captain EO, Michael Jackson's jacket from Captain EO. I was holding one of the baby Ewoks. They had the original R2D2 in a case. Yoda was completely disintegrated in a case because it was the puppet, but it was almost nothing. But it was like, and then it was like stuff from like Indiana Jones. Then it was stuff from American Graffiti. He had it was everything that he's ever done that was in this room, and I was like, this is the craziest thing. And all of a sudden I was like, dude, take a picture. He's like, what? I said, I'm going to tell you to take a picture. You do it in 2 seconds. Like, why? I go, just do it. And it was Harrison Ford's hat from Indiana Jones. It literally had his name in it and everything. And it was like a couple and I'm like, just take the picture. I was like, did anybody see it? Because I don't want to get in trouble. Thank goodness I didn't get in trouble. But yeah, it was probably one of the most surreal.
I would see an Indiana Fatone. I would absolutely go see that. But yeah.
See that? That's a good one. Indiana Fatone.
Thank you so much on that.
Thank you. I'm using that shit. Sorry.
Hey, what's your name?
Hi, Joey. My name is Sharia.
How you doing, Sharia?
Hey, I have a quick question. So yesterday, I don't know if you guys knew, but Joey had on a Squid Game outfit.
Mhm.
And I wanted to know if you were approached to be like, hey, we're going to do like a different version
Yes.
of Squid Game, like
It's too late. I already said it.
what would be your character? And like, I know you said yesterday that you wanted to like die. On the first round. I don't want him to die, but I know that's like the point of the game.
In
but
the Squid
still,
Games.
like,
If I was in Squid Games, I want to die.
yeah.
Heck
I
yeah.
don't want him to die on the first
But like
round.
toast, who knows? Yeah, but that'd be funny right out of the gate. They'd be like, yeah.
Like red light, green light, you're out?
Yes, that'd be amazing.
So like for 5 seconds, all right.
You know, I don't know. You know, but I don't know. I'd probably be one of the character myself would maybe be more one of like the timid ones. I would say, completely opposite of what I would normally do.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So kind of get out your comfort zone.
Yeah.
A little bit.
You want to make it challenging.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes it's typecasting. There's nothing wrong with that. I could be myself and be silly.
Yeah, cool. And one more question. Like, what would you like your legacy to be? Just curious.
My legacy?
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, I don't know about that. Just to know that I existed.
Okay.
How about that?
Yeah,
Just to know. Just for people to know that I was, you know, it's interesting, you know, to even say that to where NSYNC has been one of the kind of pop cultures in the 90s. And it's pretty amazing that you go look at any kind of history book now or you go see things and you will see, you know, us in Backstreet, which is pretty amazing. You know, it's pretty amazing to be able to do that. You know, the staple in it too when you see, you know, if you look up most albums sold, you know, in a thing, you know, our name is up there. You know, we sold the most albums, tangible albums, not just downloads, but actual, you know, people went to the store and it was like the first day was 1.2 million for the No Strings Attached, and then the week was 2.4 million albums. The first, that's unheard of nowadays. I mean, Adele, I know, broke it, but I call BS because it was Spotify. You could download and be home. The other ones were actually you bought and sound scanned and scanned it across and paid for it. It's interesting.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Can I add something like an asterisk
You're allowed
to your legacy? That and people that have maybe met you so far or have yet to meet you this weekend, I think you are genuinely one of the nicest people in the universe.
Yeah, thank you. It's
You
all
are.
BS. It's all a front. I'm really a diva. You're only supposed to refer to me as Mr. Fatone and you can't look
Right.
me in the eye.
We'll have your cheeseburgers later for you, Mr. Fatone.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, what's your name?
Hi, Stephanie.
Stephanie.
Preteen me inside is dying a little bit. Loved you growing up, and my son really enjoys your work now as well because of the Masked Singer. I knew it was you.
Heck yeah.
Do you have any projects coming up in the future that would be something like a mom and a kid could watch together, enjoy together? You do have such a wholesome vibe, and we just love everything you do.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to think of other things I'm doing now coming up. My brain. Well, I'm doing Anne Juliet right now on Broadway, so that's it's a fun show. A little woke in the sense of you know, lesbian, gay, transgender. It's a mixture of everything. If
cool
you're
with
into
all
that, if you're into that, then you're golden. But yeah, Anne Juliet is a great show. I'm going back into it April 22nd through the end of July, as of right now. Anything else, it's kind of much what I'm doing solid for. You know, just been hosting other shows and just events at the moment. But any as far as projects and films or anything is concerned, I think Anne Juliet right now is what my main focus is at the moment. But hopefully, more stuff to come that will be, as I do. I like doing fun and wholesome things. Yeah, every now and then you do some weird, wacky thing that's a little off-colored, but whatever, it is what it is. But for me, it's like, I don't know. I enjoy it more, I think, and get more out of it in a sense. Maybe because I have 2 kids. I don't know. That's probably why.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. My pleasure. Hello.
Hey, Joey. Sorry, this thing's kind of.
You're good. It's all you.
So my name's Anna. We have the same birthday, actually. It's a very special day.
Yeah, yeah, right.
But so I really love your character in My Big Fat Greek Wedding. It's some of my favorite movies. And I really do love the dynamic between Angelo and Nick's characters, and just the development of Angelo's character too. But I was just wondering if you can share, I guess, if there's any like specific moments or just anything that you really did love about filming those movies.
Well, how many people have seen Big Fat Greek Wedding, the first one? Have you all seen the second one? Anybody seen the second one? Okay, what about the third one? It gets less at there. There we go. But in the second one, this was interesting, and this was a true story. Obviously, My Big Fat Greek Wedding is about Nia's life. It really is. And one of the things that she didn't do in the first film that she did in the second film is my character, Angelo, who comes out to his cousin saying, you know, I am gay. And the cool thing of the way they did it too is I didn't know it first. I didn't even read the script until I got to Toronto, and we were about to do a table read the day before. Gia, who plays my sister, goes, "Hey, do you know what happens with your character?" I go, "Oh crap, what do I die? Like, what happens?" It's like, "Yeah, exactly, Squid Games." They're like, "No, you're gay." I'm like, "Really?" I'm like, "Oh, I guess a dude? What happened? What's happening? What are we doing here?" And I didn't even know. And what happened was, though, in real life, when Nia was getting married, one of her cousins came out to her and was very nervous and scared and didn't make a big deal of it. And that's kind of the storyline and how it felt. And she even said, she goes, "I don't want to make this a big deal, but however, it is a big deal in my life and in people's lives where, you know, there's this, you know, acceptance and are you accepted? And then not knowing, you know, the character and between my mother, you know, Andrea Martin, it's that I'm nervous because I don't know what that acceptance is going to be if they're accepted or not, you know, and that's, and I've gone through that through my friend Lance, a very good close friend of mine, Richie, as far as coming out, how hard that is for that person to really say, hey, this is who I am. And, you know, it's the nervousness of not being accepted.
Yeah.
And especially if it's your parents.
Right.
So, you know, for me, it's one of those stories, and that's kind of one of the things for me that really came across that was, you know, the acceptance of going, listen, I may not be perfect, but this is who I am. And if you can't accept that, then you know what? Take a hike. You know, again, as long as you're not hurting anybody or doing something wacky, you do you, boo. I ain't gonna yuck your yum. That's all you. Yeah. So again, it's one of those things where for me, it's like I said, it's that coming out. It was an interesting, especially the dynamic for it in the film for me, because it's the, you know, this and that, cracking jokes, and all of a sudden it takes this completely different turn.
Right.
You know, so I like those kind of things too as well, because it sends a story, sends out a message. And,
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate it. Thank you.
My pleasure, no problem.
Hello, friend. What's your name?
Sorry.
No worries.
Klutz, that's what my name is. And my name is Eric. Hi, how are you
Hi,
doing?
Eric. How's it
I just want to say I thought it was really charming to see you and Lance pop up on How I Met Your Father. And I thought it was really cute to watch Hilary Duff, has a pop fan base of her own, to pretend to just be a fan geeking out over you. And I wondered, like, what was your experience? And did you have experience with her previously in your careers?
Yeah, we've known Hillary for a long time. I mean, I haven't hung out with her in years, but yeah, we've actually just over the course of many years with NSYNC and everything else, and her being popular at that time, and then coming back and doing this was very funny to have conversations because, oddly enough, I think my brother was on tour with her or her sister or some crazy thing. I don't know how it happened or whatever. I know she was doing music for a while, I think, at one time. I think she was. And knew my brother. And my brother used to work for her, and that's how we had more of a connection as far as, like, I was like, oh, I know you know my brother, and blah, blah, blah. But it's just weird. Like, it's cool to do a lot, especially even the Comic-Con stuff when people that you used to work with that you haven't seen in a while and now are doing other things and coming back. It's just great to see people that are working and be able to see that it come kind of full circle for a lot of people and be able to just to work. I think it's great. It's fun.
I feel like that'd be a great reason to come to a con if you can reconnect with somebody you haven't been able to see in a while. So
True. Well, to
nice,
reconnect everybody here too as well. Seriously,
Yeah.
it's and that's why I do it. Again, I said that it's like I don't, not to say I don't have to do it, but I do enjoy doing these. You know, and it's not for everyone. I know there's certain people and celebrities I've had where they're like, oh my gosh, it's the best thing ever, and people are like, I am not doing this again. and again, it's not made for everybody. But again, I love it. I enjoy it. So I can speak for myself. So thank you all for being here. I appreciate y'all.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Well, I feel like on that note, Joey Fatone, any final thoughts before we take a big group picture?
Yeah, group picture, everyone. And shameless plug, come see me in New York. If you're not, that's cool.
Are we all gonna go? Can we all go, please?
If you
Okay.
like, if you don't never been to, this is a great way. If you've never been to a musical, great one to get into because, like I said, it's all '90s music. It's everything you've heard and you've known from Bon Jovi, "It's My Life" song, to Katy Perry, to Kelly Clarkson, "Since You've Been Gone." I mean, everything. So yeah, even an NSYNC song, shockingly.
Woo!
Yeah.
And we'll get to see your crazy facial hair.
You dang right. I'm growing it back out already now.
Can't wait.
Oh yeah, it's awful. Let's do it. Thank you
Yeah.
guys so much. Appreciate it. We do
So,
a photo.
If you guys want to come to the stage, just not on the stage.